we're in, and I have got team colours on. So down to the south of the map in blue, we have got Falcon Shrey. He is playing as Huns, and the map is Arabia.
Up in the north, we do have Venus and Nook as well, playing as the Huns, so it is a mirror match here. And Zero, you have pretty much called the map exactly. Looks like we will be seeing Arabia.
Yeah, Arabia Hun War, and you know, we saw this yesterday as well, and we pretty much talked about how it is the bread and butter of AOC, and Nock choosing this map perhaps because he thinks his overall skill is higher, or he's practiced a lot on this map and he might be able to get a victory out of it. Either that, or it's just what he feels more comfortable on. It's kind of hard to really say, but maybe one of those things.
That's exactly it, and after seeing the match we saw yesterday between D and Siesta, the game got very messy really quickly, so all we know, Nock could have some kind of strategy he's going to be able to pull out here and just put Stray into a situation he's not good at dealing with. Yeah,
perhaps. And, you know, instantly looking at this map, Falcon Shrey's main gold, that's a bad position for that. And, you know, I'm not sure what the rules are on restarts with this tournament, but we could see a restart out of Falcon Shrey here because of this gold position. Like, I'm not sure if he would do that, but, I mean, that gold is pretty bad for him.
Right out in front of him there, 3 hills surrounding it, nothing to be able to wall off of. It's actually going to be hell to try and hold this in, well, any point of the game, really, that Nock tries to push in on it.
Yeah, his map is certainly not looking that nice. I mean, he's got no real lumber, which is close to his TC. If you have a look where he's put his first lumber camp, it's way out on the left, which is going to be easy for Nock to hit and run later on. And, you know, it's going to be quite challenging for Entree to wall this. Perhaps he's going to try and make a wall from the trees to his TC and put his economy in the back section. But even so, that's going to leave that gold out on the front, which is going to be very difficult for him to actually defend.
Like you said, with that wood over on the left, of course, even being so far away from the town center and on a hill there, if Nock does come through with a few scouts or archers or anything and have to push those villagers back to the town center, anything attacking them will be getting the hill bonus as well, so we still could see an increased amount of villagers lost there as well.
Yeah, definitely, and you know, I think he's got up to 5 minutes to do a restart, so we'll sort of wait until then to see if he does it, but you know, I'm going to be surprised if he doesn't. Either that or he's not 100% sure on the rules about it, but as you said, well, as we both said, pretty bad map for him at this stage. But he's taking his second ball right now, and that could mean that he's planning to play it through anyway.
Definitely looks like he's going to go for it here. However, just looking at the map, it is so open. This is going to be a hell for him to hold if Nock goes for some real big aggressive push. Especially with cavalry archers in there, going to be able to dart around this map like no tomorrow, abuse all those hill bonuses.
Yeah, definitely. And look, he's going to get a villager from Falcon Shrey as well. He's got 2 seconds to call a re, but he's not done it. And Nock's going to get that villager and walk away. And now Nock is in such a great position. Falcon Shrey trying to do the same, but it doesn't look like he's going to be so successful with that. Getting back towards the TC and, losing a villager to a boar. So I guess Falcon Shrey, with that little harassment there, managed to get it back on him.
Yeah, evening things out there just a little bit, and I think Falcon Shrey actually saw that with the scout as it went past.
I think so too. That was quite funny.
Both players having a laugh, of course, because why not? It is a tournament game, but of course, still not so bad.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think Falcon Shrey here in for a tough time, that is for sure. And I'm going to be interested to see how he plays it. Now, I mean, if I was in his position right now, or if, you know, a lot of people are in his position right now, defending is really not that much of an option. It's going to be so difficult for him to wall it up, and it's going to be difficult for him to get gold. So perhaps he could play this one really aggressively, send some villagers forward, and try and just aggressively prevent Nock from taking gold as well.
Yeah, I tend to agree with your train of thought there, really. There's not really a lot he can do in the ways of defense. He's got just a horrible map for it, but if he does manage to push forward, he might be able to abuse the map of Nock as well, because Nock does have a hill overlooking his main gold and lumber there. So if Entree does put up on this hill towards the left of Nock's town center, could potentially push all this back, especially if we see a tower come up between the main lumber and the main gold there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a tower on that hill, it's going to be in a nice position. He's going to be able to reach those villagers and the gold as well. And once fletching's done as well as that, it's going to be in a good position if he puts it there. The question is he going to do that? I mean, he's going to have to go for a fast feudal, and right now, Entree does have the feudal age advantage in terms of clicking up, so we could see that happen.
Only a few seconds difference here. Hasn't decided to put up a barracks or anything though. Is actually splitting his lumber, so won't actually have the lumber to put a barracks up if he chooses to right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know what he's going to really be able to go for here.
Interesting. I mean, he could try and make a wall on the left side and, you know, sort of between that left lumber and his TC, and then where his mill is, he could wall that as well down south, and maybe just make trash and defend with skirmishes or something. I mean, we don't know if Nock is going to be making scouts, for instance, in which case having that barracks up is going to be really important.
Yeah, at this point it's really hard to say. The player's not really giving us a clear indicator of the way they want to go here. Barracks is already coming up for Nock though, so it looks like he will try and get some early harass in there in the feudal end.
And that's also...
Shrey,
well, I was going to say that's also blocking on Shrey's tower position, which he probably won't be able to do now.
yeah, a really smart placement if he did take that into consideration and really think if a tower comes up here, I will be in a lot of trouble. Barracks is up for Shrey though, and...
Not saying GG because he's slower up to feudal, but really I think he's just playing mind games there. Both of them, well, Shrey going with a stable, not going with a stable as well, and I thought he would go with that. It's a really good decision to go for. I mean, the lumber camps of Shrey are really far from his TC, and scouts in there can be pretty effective.
Especially in that one towards the bottom of the map, actually, being able to abuse that hill advantage there, could potentially take a few villages there without losing too many scouts or even taking too much damage on them, though.
Definitely.
The spear is out for Shrey, ready to defend there.
And he's going to have to make a couple, though. He will have to make a couple more spears, as he can't obviously defend everything with one. He's going to have to add some more, and he is doing that right now. And it looks like he will just play a sort of defender's game, sending that scout to his lumber camp and sending those spears out there as well, which of course for Nock is kind of nice because it means he doesn't really have to play so defensive. He doesn't have to spend resources on making spearmen to defend at home as well.
He has, though, chosen to put the spear out forward, because I think he did expect that, well, Shrey would have to have at least one there to be able to do this. And, of course, spear, not something you want to engage with cavalry. So if he does create his own spear there to be able to do a little bit of damage, and
ooh, yeah. Taking out that
losing a scout.
And taking a lot of... almost losing another as well. Shrey did try and focus that spearman down, but that spearman did a lot of damage. One scout down, one scout on 4 health, and Nock there definitely coming out on top in that little engagement. The question is now, is he going to keep the pressure on, or is he just going to sort of fall back a little bit? Judging by the amount of farms he's seeding, we could see him continue to make scouts for quite some time.
I do think it would be really stupid of Nock to try and not push this advantage right now. As far as scouts go, he's killed off one of his opponents as one on 4 HP and another on 28 out of 45. So definitely going to have a big advantage there. And it looks like Nock's actually going for a wall off across the map right now.
Yeah,
but these scouts are going to see it.
Yeah, they are. And, well, they may do... We'll see. If he sees that villager, that's one dead villager for Nock right there, potentially. But he is coming in with his army as well. One low scout and a spearman, and that spearman can make all the difference, of course, if Shrey doesn't spot it in there. And he is going to get quite a few hits on. Villager goes down. One scout goes down as well.
That scout on 4 HP surviving, and one down to 23, so it's starting to look like Nock is starting to get some small advantages here in military count. However, that villager loss really not going to help him out in terms of eco right now.
Yeah, definitely not. And, you know, keeping all of your villagers alive is so crucial when every single resource counts at this stage of the game. Fortunately for Shrey, he does have gold in the back, as you can see, that little gold camp there. It's not too bad. He can actually defend that if he walls off, which it looks like he will do.
Yeah, we've seen Shrey actually forced to produce a lot of spears right now, actually, which of course will delay his castle time, because of course spears are costing food, and probably going to delay an archery transition if we see one as well, because like I said, they do cost wood and food. So of course, going to make it a little bit harder to make that transition if he's trying to make it.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, at the moment, only 2 villagers on gold, so it doesn't look like he's going to put that archery range down just yet, or he could even just be thinking about saving that gold for the castle age. We'll have to wait and see. Both of them, though, sticking with scouts, Nock adding in for a few more villagers to gold, and I think now going to go build an archery range right there on the front. Yeah, he is.
So it looks like we are seeing the transition for Nock already. Really good option considering how many spears his opponent has out. And second stable coming out for Shrey. Interesting.
That is interesting because, I mean, scouts are a great unit against archers. if the archers aren't massed up enough. The thing is, if Nock does get enough archers out, then he will be able to take out scouts pretty easily still. But it would be interesting to see if Entree continues with the scouts, gets bloodlines perhaps, and really pushes with those.
I believe those villagers now have been sent over, so he will have enough gold to get bloodlines. And like you said with the archers, as long as they're not caught in the middle of the map and not get some really good positioning, for instance, just nestling them in between some trees around a gold mine or something, just Entree's not going to have the surface area to really be able to do a lot of damage there, and in which case Nock can just take them all out pretty easily.
That's the problem that he's facing, and yeah, he is just researching bloodlines now, so 2 stables and scouts all day long. Of course, the downside with making all these scouts is that yes, it is going to delay your castle time even further, and you really have to do a good amount of damage to your opponent's economy in order to make it worthwhile.
Nock actually putting up a defensive tower right now on his gold mine, securing his archery ranges, I guess, but not looking like he's too close up to castle as well right now. Does have a lot of farms out at the moment. However, Entree having a lot out as well. However, Nock really just cutting scout production completely now, trying to focus in on those archers.
Yeah, I think so, and you know, we could see quite a long feudal war here if Nock does continue to add those scouts in. But you've got to remember, at this stage, Nock has 3 military production buildings, excluding the barracks, and Entree has just the 2 stables. So if Nock keeps up production from all 3, then he is going to gain a military advantage.
Definitely, bloodlines being a huge deal though, and of course we can actually see the bloodlines. We can see the blacksmith coming up for Entree down in the back over there, as well as completely walling himself in now.
Yeah, he has managed to get those walls up, of course, excluding that main gold from his base, but for the time being, this gold in the back will be fine. But, you know, he's not taking any gold at the moment anyway, so it's not really too much of a big deal for him.
Interesting thing to note though, Nock actually does have bloodlines and the +1 armor on his scouts already.
Yeah, the +1 armor is missing for Entree right now, but I wonder if he's actually going to be getting that right now. I believe maybe he just got it. It looks like he got +1 attack, so looking to take out villagers where he can with that raiding there.
Yeah, a few defensive spears are out there for Nock at the moment, but I don't think it's going to be enough to push away these amount of scouts. That tower, though, might make the decision a little bit more apparent, but
yeah, maybe. I mean, those spears are going to be able to do a little bit of damage, but they will get taken out eventually, of course. Not losing any scouts to those spears just yet, and should make pretty short work of these archers, as they really aren't enough of them. Nock forced back to his TC, losing 1, 2, 3 villagers, 4 villagers, and more maybe to go down. 5, 6, 5 villagers down. And that's really, really bad news for Nock, because he's got no more defenses over on this right-hand side.
Pretty minimal units lost there for Entree as well. However, Nock is right inside his base right now, getting some revenge for the units lost.
Trying to, definitely. Nock certainly, with those archers there, being able to make short work of those spears, keeping his scouts alive. And it's a pretty much like a base trade at the moment. Both of them right in their opponent's economies and doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, it looks like Entree having that +1 attack though, first upgrade, really paying off here, managing to do a lot of damage to these villagers, forcing Nock completely off his wood over on the right hand side there. And Nock just doesn't have the units back home at the moment to be able to defend from this.
Yeah, but at the same time, nor does Entree. He's forced to put up a tower on this wood. His gold collector's starting to be cut down as well. And that +1 attack for Nock is done also. So Nock is in a pretty good position still, but at home he is losing a lot of villagers even so. Population-wise, well, Entree is on 54, Nock is on 60. So he is slightly further ahead. We're getting those villagers involved there as well. Nice to see that.
Nock, of course, has pushed Entree out of his base right now, whether or not it's because he had it. Ooh, it looks like Entree going back for more. Not a good decision against these spears.
Oh, no.
This was a horrible idea for Entree.
Losing a lot there, and you know, Nock did instantly step on that production of those spearmen right there, and Nock now certainly coming out on top so far. Entree's army pretty much non-existent, still producing scouts, and he's going to be producing scouts a lot slower than Nock is going to be producing archers and spears at the same time. So
yeah, you're exactly right. Nock actually having a 600-point advantage now. Whether or not that's come from kills, map exploration, I doubt that much has come from map exploration, but definitely looking like he's going to be in a commanding position here.
Definitely, and he's still taking out Entree's villagers. Entree dropped down to 38 population. Nock is on 54, so he really is starting to get ahead. And the biggest issue for Entree here is that he has lost a lot of farmland down to the south. His food income is pretty low, and at the moment, he can't afford to keep up scout production, so he has no way of defending.
Yeah, if you actually look at Nock's resource tab as well, he is just about to go castle, so Nock really just taking this game by the balls, essentially, and just doing as much damage as he can.
Definitely. I kind of think that once Nock actually hits castle, Falconstray may just resign it. As we said yesterday, it's not cool to really call the game, but Falconstray, with so little military production right now, unable to get up to the castle age for quite a while as well, even with this many farms, it's going to be some time before he clicks up. Nock is going to have a huge advantage. And as we said, transitioning to those archers earlier on really did allow him to get up to the castle age when he has done.
Yeah, and Stray going into that double stable, of course, meaning he's going to need, well, double the food production, really, to get that up, plus villager production, so he's got a lot of food there that he needs to do. And really, he needs the wood to be able to support the farmers as well. Yeah. That's a really big commitment to make.
Definitely. And Entree trying to double wall up right there. 2 villagers almost getting caught out. 1 and 2 HP remaining on them. He's going to try and get that in. Archery range going down. But Nock now, once he gets up to castle, he will have that crossbow upgrade. And he will be able to start pumping out cavalry archers as well. So Falconstray going to be in a tough position there.
Yeah, not getting that third range up, definitely going to increase his production there. And of course, like you said, once he gets crossbow, that extra range that he'll get from the upgrade there, and the range he will get from, of course, a Bodkin arrow, going to really push all these villagers away. If he sits behind the lumber camp there, going to be able to push this back. And it looks like Nock has actually got in. And
GG from Falconstray. He didn't even get up to the castle age, but that's it. GG from Falconstray there, 1-1. And Nock's brought it back pretty decisively. And this is almost like a repeat of yesterday.
Yeah, we're seeing players take their home map extremely well here. Looks like it was well thought out by Nock in this situation. So really good choice by him in this situation, and really well done, I would like to say.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel that Falconstray did go into this game with quite a big disadvantage. His map was terrible, but he did have the option there to restart if he wanted to, but he didn't take it. And I think with that, it really did lead to having a really tough game.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I am really surprised that we didn't see the restart there, especially looking at just how open it was, where his gold was, the hills. It was just a shocking game to have.
Yeah, it was definitely a bad map. But anyway, we're going to go to the third game right now, and it will be at Falconstray's home map, so perhaps he can take the series still. But Nock coming back there, bringing it to 1-1, and we're going to come out the game right now and head into the third game, hopefully.